Hey everyone, in this video we are going to do a very high level overview of the new Redline CNC controller. Let's get into it. Okay, let's kind of go over everything that's in the box and what you're going to start with. So keep in mind, this is the installation for the Redline CNC controller for the Onefinity Elite Foreman. So of course I showed you already, we have the controller here. We have some various cables that come in it here. Our power supply, or not power supply, the controller powers that, but this is our board. I'm not sure even what you call it exactly. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But we got this box here. This is where everything's going to plug into. USB to USB-C cable, and then several limit switches. What I do understand, and your power cord for your controller. What I do understand, the limit switches do have to be changed out, although they do look exactly pretty much like the other ones. From what I understand, the voltage is different in these, so they do have to be swapped out. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the old controller. All right, old controller's off. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the Redline controller mounted up. Slips right over the same mounting point. All right, so I got everything hooked up, all the wiring. I didn't show that, it's pretty boring, but you pretty much just unplug your old wires and plug these new wires directly into the same spot. They're all labeled exactly the same. And then everything, please excuse the fact that I have this hanging here, but my entire shop is moving to the new shop soon, so I didn't bother mounting it. So but this is everything hooked up. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory as well. So really super easy to do. The one thing you do have to do is the kit will come with new limit switches. You do have to replace these limit switches. And let me just make a note because I didn't. Before you disconnect your old controller, you need to take your Z down at least a few inches, because otherwise you're going to be blocked from changing this limit switch out. So now I will say though, if you do that or forget to do that, you can still power everything up, move your Z down with the new controller, with the Redline controller, and then turn the power off, disconnect this limit switch and change it out. But it would be easier if you just did it beforehand. Okay, let's turn it on. It's gonna start up just like any other one. It's gonna start up. You're gonna hear your limit switches and everything, your motors move a little bit. And then first thing you're gonna wanna do, just like any other time, is once you power it up, you're going to want to home everything. So we'll get that done real quick. For me, in my little space here, I have to move this out and home it. I do like to move it a little closer when I'm going to home everything, just to make sure that it doesn't take quite so long to get here. So I'm going to go to ultra fast. We're just going to move forward. And then I'm just going to press the home button. I have to move mine out of the way so it can come forward. I would like to say thank you, Solify Designs, for sending me this new dust shoe that is going to work with the ATC terrifically. So I'm going to close. I'm going to actually move it back. And there you go. I've got a bit of a glare because of my lighting in here. But anyway, this is the interface. It is pretty awesome. It's very large for those of us who need the larger buttons, myself included. But anyway, so this is your main screen. Here you can switch between Imperial and metric, and when you click it, down here, everything changes. So first thing you need to do though when you get this controller and you get it set up is you need to go into, hit the little hamburger button here. You need to go into config and you need to go to load defaults, and then you're going to choose whatever machine you have. That way, because if you don't do that, what's going to happen, you're going to be here and you're going to try to jog your machine, and when you try to move right, it's going to move left. So you need to load those defaults before you do anything else. And this is just a quick overview of the control screen. So you got your jog here. You can go into your macros, so whatever you want to do and program in there. Your probe, this is where you do your actually probe Z or probe XYZ with your touch plate. Spindle, you can actually test your spindle here, run it up and down. The really cool thing I like is you can actually see the torque that your spindle is under at any given time when you're running a project. I think that's really cool. Tool, this is going to be where you set your offsets for your actual spindle length and your tool setter and everything. Of course, there's if you want to use G54 to G59, whatever. Offsets, this is where you would set those coordinates, and your MDI where you can just do your manual entry. So under the run screen, tap that. This is one of the coolest features about it, and I hope everybody likes it. You actually have a 3D rendering of your actual workspace. So when you do load a file into here, it will plot that file on this screen wherever it is. You have that file set up. So just a little fail-safe to make sure you're in the right spot. And then basically you just have your jump to line. If you lose whatever, lose power, anything like that, you can jump to whatever line you want to restart the carve. Start, pause, cancel, pretty self-explanatory. This is where your information is going to be for the file you selected. One of the cool features of the new controller is you can actually override your feeds and speeds during the program, which is pretty awesome, up to 200% on your feed and your speed. So that's a really, really, really cool feature. All right, we're going to go into files. That's going to bring up your file screen, and then you're going to come down here and you're going to import from your USB drive that's plugged in. Once you get that imported, you are going to click on your file and then you're going to click open. Keep in mind, this file is not going to load because this file was created before this controller, and the post processor is not accurate on this file. I just wanted to show you an example. But you click open, it would go to analyze, and then that would fill up, and then it would actually put your design inside this 3D area here that we mentioned earlier. Under the configuration, this is where you're going to set your preferences, whether you want metric, imperial. This is your probing speed. I would probably suggest leaving that alone. Your outputs, which we don't have any right here right now, but these are your jog speeds. You can actually set these up, and those denote back to your buttons here. So you can determine how fast your jog speed goes when you're just doing like a continuous is what you might be used to. That's where you can configure those at. So like me, for slow, I've got mine set at 40, medium is 100, fast is 250, and then ultra I've got set at 600, which is also what I've got my rapid rates set at. And you can also do your jog defaults on the incremental side, which is here, as whatever you want them to be as well. I think that's awesome, have that control. Of course, screen brightness here. You've got a bunch of little tabs up here at the top. The second one is your network, where you can connect Wi-Fi or you can connect via Ethernet cable. I actually have mine connected via Ethernet cable. Tool, this is where you can set your tool setter location. It goes through a wizard. When you click this button here, then you should be able to go through the wizard. And keep in mind, if yours is different than mine a little bit, this is in the beta testing phase, so some of these features may change a little bit or may look a little bit different. You can set your manual tool change location here, and then this will be coming soon for the automatic tool changer. So spindle here, of course, I've chose the Redline VFD spindle, which is what I have. You also have the option to switch between the spindle and the laser here in this section. Your motor drivers, this is where you can set your max velocity. I currently have mine set for 600 inches a minute. Seems to work great. No sense in running faster than that, but you do have that option. You can set your minimal travel distances here, and all of this is for your X, Y, and Z axis. You do have the ability to connect a joystick to this controller. This is one of my favorite features because I wanted the joystick. So this is where you would configure all that under joystick. And then the other one is the load defaults, which you got into on the very beginning. So that's it. The diagnostic screen is pretty cool. So if you're having an issue, you can actually come in here in the diagnostic screen and see if you have, anything wrong, anything going on. I think it's really cool and really good information. So, all right. So that is a quick overview of it. There will be more to come, I'm sure, as things change and these things start actually going out to folks, but it's great. It's an awesome controller. So that's awesome. Super excited for this controller. Super excited for everybody in the community to have a chance to get this thing. And yeah, so keep an eye out for changes.